Did you consider the chilling effect your memorandum might have on parents exercising their constitutional rights? I think you can answer that yes or no.
What I considered, I wanted the memorandum to assure people that we recognize the rights of spirited debate. And so
Mr. Attorney General, you're a very intelligent and accomplished lawyer and judge. You can answer the question. Did you consider the chilling effect that this sort of threat of federal prosecution would have on parents' exercise of their constitutional rights to be involved in their children's education?
And welcome back to Wake Up America. Yesterday, the Senate Judiciary Committee questioned Attorney General Garland about his recent Department of Justice memo, which was published in response to a National School Board Association letter describing parents as domestic terrorists. Joining us now is the president of Parents Defending Education, Nicole Neily. Good morning to you, Nicole.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. This is the second time we've seen Garland testify on Capitol Hill. What did you make of that response yesterday?
It was deeply disappointing because as much as he asserted that, no, he didn't consider chilling, that's exactly what we have heard from parents across the country for the past several weeks. In the days following the release of that Department of Justice memo, we heard from parents across the country who were terrified, who were chilled, who were dissuaded from speaking out. Some of the parents from some of the groups that were listed in that initial NSBA letter, where they were exercising their constitutional right to petition their government for a redress of grievances, and school boards that have been reporting these to their state boards, to their local law enforcement officials, as bullying, as harassment, when that's not what's taking place at all. And so people have been dissuaded from participating in this civic process, and shame on Attorney General Garland for dismissing those concerns.
Attorney General Garland also refused to rescind the memo that targets parents who do speak out at these meetings. Why do you think that is?
Well, I mean, do we ever see the government admit that they have done something wrong? I'm not surprised, but we are disappointed. And it's something that, you know, I was pleased to see Senator Cotton and Senator Hawley call on him to resign, because if you have done this thing and it has been done in error, and the cause for issuing that memo has been retracted, then you should retract the memo. But we saw instead him double down. We saw people like Senator Durbin and Senator Booker double down and say, we're glad you issued this memo. I think that's embarrassing, and I think that will have electoral repercussions for many of them in the future.
Nicole, how do you think it is that we've gone from, as your group is pointing out, constitutional right to protest and your God-given right, if you will, to protect your children, to the DOJ labeling you as domestic terrorists?
A group called America First Legal has actually sent letters to the Department of Justice's Office of Inspector General, alleging that there was a lot of back-end coordination because they were worried about the impact that active parents, protesting parents, would have on the election, both, I think, this November as well as next November. And I think that's a very valid concern. We filed a number of Freedom of Information Act requests, and we found out that, indeed, the National School Board Association had been in conversations with the White House for weeks before this letter was sent to the White House, and that they included incidents in the letter at the specific request of the White House. And to me, that raises a number of questions that, yes, there were bigger forces at play, and I think the American people deserve answers about that, because if that's true, then you know what? Heads should roll.
Nicole, what's your message to parents this morning?
Our message to parents is never give up and never back down. We had thousands of angry parents reach out to the Department of Justice. We raised the profile of this, and we got a $19 million trade association to back off an embarrassing and regrettable memo. And I have no doubt that if parents continue to speak up and act out, we can force more change in more places. So don't be scared and don't back down.
Nicole Neily, thank you so much for joining us this morning, all the time we have.
Thank you.